What's going on, guys? We are back again, and we are going to be doing another movie today. And today we are going to be going over another movie I came across where I now realize again probably started in the middle when I should have looked further into it. But we're going to be talking about Green Snake, the movie. Came out in 2021. You guys can watch this on Netflix right now, and this really was very interesting because not only from I'm assuming from everything that I looked into, this was a folktale. Now, the entirety of this movie is based around two sisters. You got, of course, Blanca, and you got, what's it, Vetra? I believe that's how you say her name. Either way, yeah, Vetra. So, the entirety of this movie is Blanca gets into a war with this monk, and she and Vetra go to war with this monk, and they lose, and then he casts Blanca into an imprisonment under a temple while the one that she was with was his apprentice, and I guess he allows him to save their son, and he casts Vetra in this um unknown realm, and it's her, humans, demons, monsters, and others. And when she starts meeting different people to realize where she is, there's people from all over, I would say, the realms, and she's trying to understand exactly how she got here, how can she get out. And during the quest of this entire movie, she meets one character that's leader of these unknown gang, and you would assume he could be an ally, possible something else, but he doesn't seem to be. Then they got this ox monster who's leading a massive gang as well with his own agenda. And when we meet this other character that's a masked man, and he saves Vetra, but Vetra goes on this journey of not only trying to get revenge but also go on a quest of justice for her sister. And the only way to escape this realm is one or two ways. You go in this pool of water by dealing with your obsession that you have this item with you when you go in this realm, and you have to conquer it. And when you do, you are finally released to another realm so you can be reborn. Now, Vetra cannot do that. She can't let go of it. And then when things take a turn for the worse and these elements start taking over this world, and she sees this masked man who he reveals to her that he's very similar to Blanca, and she does not know the reason why other than she was possibly reborn. But then when it gets shown through the movie of his memories, and he doesn't remember who he is, and other than he feels some type of connection to Vetra, they go on this journey of trying to get answers and also realize what's going on. But it gets revealed later on in the film of who this masked man is and not who he seems to be, because he was actually being working with the ox leader, and that he promised him, okay, if you work for me and you do this, then I can give you this mask and you can become whatever you want to. And he chose to be very similar to Blanca for some reason, which we find out later in the movie. Same thing with what he does in the beginning, and we find out that Vetra, she was going to go on another journey to try to escape by going to this black tunnel and fighting the mental state of this monk for in that realm for 20 years. And it could have been 20 minutes or however long in their realm that they're in right now, while the realm is destroying itself from the inside, and the ox is trying to sever the ties of everyone and pretty much take over the realm so he can be the ruler, because he made a deal with the monk. If he survives this, then he'll be brought back to life in his own home. But they're finally able to beat everything, and then finally, after trying to get to the journey of exiting this world, the unknown masked man informs Vetra of the reason why he did this is because he did feel some type of connection to Vetra. And then Vetra finds out later in the movie that her sister was released from this temple, and she was reborn several times, and she was actually reborn into this man that resembled her. And that's how come her and Vetra has this very long, keen relationship. And we see how Vetra even learns not only about the human realm, but also the realm she was in and how many years has passed, as well as what she dealt with just to find her sister. And it seems at the very end of the film, you see where they almost get connected yet again, but then they don't. And she finally sees the rebirth and the reincarnation of her sister. And then you hear someone say Vetra at the very end of the movie, who we assume is Blanca. And that was a very touching moment. And I will say this, if you like Chinese mythology, if you like anything with magic, martial arts, animation, this is definitely a very interesting movie to watch. I know there is another movie you can watch called The White Snake, which from what I've seen has to deal with Blanca, which I do plan on watching, and I will give another review for that. And I think there's a third one being made. I'm not entirely sure if it is. Comment down below if you guys know about that, because from what I did read, we are supposed to be getting one either this year or possibly next year. It just depends on, I guess, the creators are going to be doing it, because this is going to be a trilogy of movies. But I enjoyed this movie. Again, I like that kind of stuff anyways. You guys should already know I did enjoy the movie. It was very action packed. The animation was very well done in my opinion. The characters were really interesting to get to know. Vetra was a really cool character. The other characters we got to meet were cool as well. Very interesting backstories, very interesting powers, weapons. The world seen different ones of demons, monsters, and other creatures. We even got to meet this one character who was a sort of a saleswoman who was also a nine-tails fox, which I've always found that mythology to be very interesting and very beautiful at the same time, because in a lot of lore with foxes, they can be tricksters and they can be very misleading or trustworthy depending on what fox it is. But again, that's for interpretation at the end of the day, and I don't want to say something that could be wrong. But again, I always found that to be very interesting. So for those of you who have not seen Green Snake the movie, check it out on Netflix. It came out 2021. The first movie that's called White Snake came out, I believe, in 2019. But like I said, I do plan on making a video on that at some point. But let me know if you guys have seen this movie. Either way, if you have or you haven't, that's fine. Let me know down in the comments down below. If you guys did enjoy the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, and I'll be seeing you guys as always on the next one.